You guys remember those Lego games, right? I mean, how could you forget them? They were like budget AAA games for 8-year-olds. Well, anyways, I've been thinking about these Lego games and how good they actually were. They had open worlds, side missions, good stories, collectibles, and best of all, it was all made out of Legos. Honestly, the Lego part probably held these games back because if some of these games got more realistic graphics, they could definitely pass as a AAA game. But at the same time, the Lego part gave the game its charm. Well, I decided to whip out the old Xbox 360 and SpongeBob disc holder to replay some of these classics, because I'm not trying to pay $20 for a game that came out 11 years ago. Seriously though, every single LEGO game is $20 on Steam, no matter how old or new it is. I only played the first levels of these games during my replay, but I have completed them in the past, so you can trust that I'm a good LEGO critique. Let's get into why LEGO games were so good. The first brick classic I played was LEGO Jurassic World. This game is definitely my second favorite LEGO game. I remember ripping open the birthday present wrap and seeing Jurassic World peeking out at me. This is the only LEGO game I actually remember getting and asking for. The rest just kind of appeared. Especially the Harry Potter one. I didn't even know I owned it. In the first level, you do stuff with a box dinosaur and then it teleports you to a new person and you build cool LEGO dinosaurs with that guy. Well, anyways, the moral of the story is that I got True Survivor, which means I collected a lot of studs, so basically you should just call me Fortnite Ninja. This game was actually pretty good and there was a ton of content stuffed into it. You get to play a LEGO version of all three of the original Jurassic Parks and Jurassic World, and you also get to use this cool little ball thing, so I give it a solid 8 out of 10 bricks. The next LEGO game we're going to be taking a peek at is LEGO Batman 2. Honestly, if this game had some better graphics, it could definitely rival some of the Arkham Knight games, especially Batman Origins, for some obvious reasons. Anyways, now to the level summary. You better get ready for this. You fight some bad guys. I mean, what'd you expect, a blowjob? This is LEGO Batman 2 for the Xbox 360 we're talking about. Jokes aside, this game was awesome. There were a ton of vehicles, my favorite being Killer Croc's speedboat because it's totally practical and useful. This game had an open world Gotham, which that's already rivaling some Arkham Knight games, and it had a lot of playable characters, and best of all, the variety of suits. They even took the time to add little kill animations so you could murder the LEGO people in style. They also made poor Alfred look like a pedophile. You better watch out, Robin, because Alfred's gonna be robbing your virginity soon. Since we just talked about LEGO Batman 2, I'm gonna talk about LEGO Batman 3. This game was basically LEGO Batman 2, but instead of a 2, it's a 3, and now there's more stuff to do. In other words, it's a sequel. This game took place mostly in space, and you get to play as your favorite DC characters, such as Toyman and Batcow. Oh, I forgot to say this when talking about LEGO Batman 2, but Robin's kinda retarded. This game was actually really good, and in my opinion, better than LEGO Batman 2. With the amount of times you get to play as a member of the Justice League or some miscellaneous DC character, this game might as well be called LEGO DC Superheroes. I give it a solid 9 out of 10 bricks. The next game I'm talking about is LEGO Marvel Superheroes. This game is by far my favorite LEGO game. You start off with a cutscene with Iron Man, Doctor Doom, and some other characters. And now to the actual gameplay. I really don't think you'll guess it. You fight some bad guys. I mean, what'd you expect, a blowjob? This is LEGO Marvel Superheroes for the Xbox 360 we're talking about. Jokes aside, this game was awesome. It has to be probably the very best Marvel game ever created. Obviously, we have to disinclude that new Avengers game because that game was so good, am I right? Just going into the open world New York City and swinging around as Spider-Man rivals the entirety of Spider-Man on the PS4. Disclaimer, that was a joke. There is so much content packed into this game. If I were to rebuy any of these LEGO games on PC, it would be this one. I give this game 27 yellow people out of 27 yellow people. Disclaimer, that was a joke. Alright, now onto my final game. I saved the worst for last. This may come as a surprise because of how much I was praising the first one just a minute ago, but in my opinion, LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 is the worst LEGO game I've ever played. I was really disappointed when I bought this game for $40, $5 because I was actually excited when it got announced. Maybe it's because I've grown up a little bit and think LEGO games are a little too easy or boring, but the problem with that statement is that I would gladly play Marvel's LEGO Superheroes 1 or Batman 3 any day. LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 also didn't have the same open world as the other games, which kinda ruined it. It was some wannabe futuristic dystopian New York, but it didn't turn out that way. Hey, at least you can play as Black Spider-Man. I give this game 7.5 out of 10 Black Spider-Mans. Well, now onto the part of the video that actually has to do with the title and thumbnail. Why were LEGO games so awesome? Well, there's no one answer to that, but here's my theory. Since we were 8 years old when we played these games, we hadn't yet played actual good AAA games yet, so these brick-like open-world adventures were our versions of that, and we thought that these were absolutely awesome. The sensation of swinging around New York with Spider-Man or beating the shit out of Robin were like nothing we had ever played before. Then one cursed Christmas day, you unwrapped a game called Minecraft, which makes you forget about the LEGO games, leaving them in the SpongeBob disc holder for years. You then, many years later, randomly think about these games and all the fun you had, which causes you to play one again. And you finally realize it. Robin is retarded.